Hey guys, Luke here. So this video I want to show you how to troubleshoot a no start condition in a Toro Wheelhorse 270H, which stands for hydro. It's my trusty old tractor. I've had this for 10 years. It's got 1,000 hours on it. The thing runs perfect. I maintain it fairly good. So it's getting cold. I came out the other day and wanted to put my sweeper on and sweep the acreage before the winter, and the thing wouldn't start. So obviously I went on Google right away and started reading through the forums, and most guys say you know, it's a solenoid issue, but the thing ran perfect, and I just don't see how it could have quit like that. But anyway, so I started troubleshooting it. And this model's got it's like a fully loaded model or something. It's got the hydraulically operated mower deck on it. It's also got the cruise control on it, electric cruise control. So it's a little different than most of the guys on YouTube and on Google. Also, the solenoid on this tractor is mounted right onto the starter motor, just like in a car, and it's all controlled through a set of relays, which are right here. So the first thing I checked was the seat sensor. A lot of guys have issues with these seat sensors. So in this case, on this tractor, it's quite simple. It's only a 2-wire simple circuit. So basically I jumpered it. As you can see, I disconnected it from the sensor, and I put a little jumper in here just to close off the circuit, and still wouldn't start. And so then the other thing I checked was basically there's 3 interlocks on this: the seat interlock, the Pto interlock, and the brake interlock. Since it's the hydrostatic model, it doesn't have a neutral interlock. So then the next thing I checked is the PTO. As you can hear, this is fully operational. I never actually checked the interlock, but I figured the solenoid or whatever switch is in there works. And then the next thing I checked was the brake interlock. Now you can hear it. So that switch is working correctly. I didn't want to get really deep into checking everything with a voltmeter, and I thought I'd just kind of wing it and see if I can get anywhere with that. So then, after I was semi-satisfied that the interlocks were working, I checked all of the fuses. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4 fuses here. I checked all of these. There was no issue with it. There's also a fuse up here. So this fuse is for the hydrostatic deck. Right there. Most of them don't have this because they have a manual operated deck. So that fuse was added afterwards. And then there's these 4 relays here. So I didn't think the relays were an issue, so what I did is I got to the starter here, I cranked the key, and I jumpered the starter. So what you do is you jumper. So this is your main power lead here, and then on the other side of it, right here, is the one that connects to the starter. And in this model, there is this little wire here that goes from the ignition switch to it. So this supplies 12-volt current when you turn the key. So just jumpering these 2 makes the starter crank. So when I did that, just the starter goes on, so the solenoid doesn't actually engage. So what I did is I put a little cable a little wire there, and then as I was touching these two wires together, I applied 12 volts to this cable at the same time, and then that actually made the starter and the solenoid work properly, and the engine started spinning over. So obviously I knew the solenoid and the starter were fine. So then I was kind of dumbfounded, and I started playing around with these relays, which are sort of done to begin with. As you can see, there's only 3, but there's spots for 4 in here. So these relays, there's one relay for the cruise control, one relay for the interlock system, one relay for the starter, and one relay for the ignition system. So 3 of them have to be in an on state when you turn the key to be able to start the tractor. They have to basically form a circuit. So this is a very simple way. I eventually got this thing started. It turned out it was a relay. The relay is right here. Now all 4 of these relays are exactly the same, so I figured I'd use a layman approach and try and test these relays right in here as opposed to taking them on the bench. So what did I do? When I turn the key, you can hear the relay, this relay engage. Okay, you can hear other clicks in here too. There is another sensor in here somewhere for the ignition system, but I can hear this relay engage. So what I did to test the relay is, it's a very simple relay. Power is supplied, and then it's just an on-off circuit, closed and open. So what I did is I turned the key, and then I removed the relays one by one, and I plugged them into the spot. So as long as this seat here is jumpered, or as long as somebody is sitting in the seat, in my case I jumpered it, as I said before, as long as that is jumpered, and you pull these relays out with the key in the start position, you pull these relays out and put them back in just gently. See that? And this one, when I put it in, didn't do nothing. So that basically told me that this relay is fried. It's probably seized inside. So you got to be careful which relays you pull out. I think the last one, I'm not sure yet, I never took it for a ride yet, but one of these relays is for the cruise control, and since I pulled it out, I'm going to go and get a replacement. But for now I want to be able to use this tractor, so I'm going to have to see which one of these relays works for the interlock system, because if I have an empty spot, and let's say this one would be for the interlock system, then I don't think the mower deck will come on. So we'll see. I don't need the cruise control, so we'll see if I have to move these relays around. But for now I got the tractor going.